Let's count down the top 10 rides at Lagoon. Number 10, the Spider. Whether you love or hate them, spiders are fascinating creatures, and so in my opinion there is no better way to start our list than to take a ride on one of them. Well, that is until I realised it's spun anyway, because in addition to dropping, turning and bouncing around some rather wacky but definitely web-slung elements, your 4-person spider car will be spun consistently around until you feel like a fly trapped in a web. And as a quick tip before we move on, my name is Tom and these are my tips. Make sure to arrive to this adventure early, as with its very low throughputs, lines have been known to get very, very long. Number 9, Roller Coaster. You can't have a classic theme park without a Woody named roller coaster, and out of the 388 of these that currently exist in the world, the 4th oldest coaster in the States is by far one of the best, with despite it actually being burned down by the 1953 fire alongside the park. It both keeps the original charm of its opening whilst having some surprisingly smooth wooden drops, bank turns, and of course airtime hills, making it a perfect coaster for the whole family. The question is though, would you take a trip back in time, or would you prefer a more modern coaster instead? Did you see what I did there? Number 8, Centennial Screamer. Get your astronaut suits on and your stick bags at the ready, as we are about to have an out of this world experience that you nor your stomach will never ever forget. Quite literally, because as much as spinning around non-stop in a pod at the same time that the central disc it is connected to is tilted to an almost vertical angle, for many including myself would be scary enough. What lots of people do not know, however, is that for the entire flight you will have no restraint. And no, I am not from another planet here, but in fact the centrifugal forces will be holding your pod in as you rotate almost completely upside down. Number 7, Cliffhanger. From going upside down without a seatbelt to hanging over the edge of a cliff, things are only continuing to get intense over at Lagoon, and also uniquer it seems, as our number 7 position may look like your typical top spin, although with its 2 rows being separated from one another, your mind will go all over the place with it continuously crossing paths as you flip, twist and spin for the entire 3-minute ride duration. Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that in addition to all of this craziness, this ride has water cannons too, that let's just say are not only there to look nice. Number 6, Samurai. Have you ever wanted to flip like a ninja? Well, if so, then look no further, as on Samurai you will be able to experience the sensation of being a ninja without jumping across buildings and fighting bad guys in the dark of night. Sounds awesome, right? But it does not stop there, because as soon as you have climbed aboard the training machine, and we always find the most thrilling riders on the end of one of the rows, your freely spinning gondola will both be spun by 2 axes and tilted around till you feel the full force of the ninja. So what are you waiting for? Samurai is about to begin with you as its next trainee. Number 5, Jetstar 2. Do not get me wrong, I absolutely love flat rides, however with many of them around the world being repeated, I would always suggest doing the more unique ones first, and an example of a unique one is Jetstar 2, because where else in the world would you be able to race with all of your friends and family in a literal bobsled and around a spiral lift hill 40-foot drop, in addition to many snappy twist turns, drops and helixes? And the answer to that is only at one other place. I just wish that out of all the rides in the park, they added theming to this one right here, as imagine doing all of these fun thrills around some mountainous landscaping. Number 4, Colossus a Fire Dragon. I do not want to keep dragging on and on and on about our next ride. Nevertheless, I think as soon as you see this looping coaster, unlike my horrendous puns, you will instantly know that you are going to have a awesome time. However, fun fact, it is not only the Utahs that have enjoyed the feeling of the Fire Dragon though, but also many people from all around the world, as when it first debuted back in 1981, it travelled with a German funfair, hence the flags on the top of a lift hill. So for all of our non-American viewers out there watching this video, you may have already experienced the thrills in the past. Number 3, Rocket. If you are scared of heights, it's probably best to look away now. In fact, just don't look up, as we are about to take a flight into outer space, i.e. 200 feet in the air, on our next daring mission. However, if or when you build up the courage to ride, you will be given the choice out of 2 missions. Space Shuttle, which crazy enough will launch you into space in less than 3 seconds, followed by dropping and bouncing, as well as Turbo Drop, which will slowly rise you into space, providing an amazing view across the park and surrounding mountainous area, all before blasting you back down again, providing a whopping 4.5 Gs of force. For me though, it is Space Shuttle all the way. Number 2, Wicked. Now you know when a ride is named Wicked, you are in for a treat, and that is true as long as you are a hardcore thrill seeker, because for starters you will have a lap bar restraint, which trust me when I say brings any experience, thrilling or not, to the next level. But when also mixing that with 90-degree drops, inversions, airtime moments, wacky turns, and what I've never seen before, a launched vertical lift hill, creates what I would call a Marmite experience. You either come off going, that was wicked, and want to go around, or saying, that was wicked, and swearing that you will never step foot in that queue line again. Number 1, Cannibal. As you can probably tell by now, I normally like to judge rides based on its name, although in this instance I probably think it's best not to do that, and instead judge it on the ride experience. The only problem is, however, that is also absolutely petrifying, with similar to Wicked, on a much larger scale, your overhead restraintlessness train, beginning by, let's just say, lifted to a 208 feet height in a pitch black room, followed by a 116-degree drop, and some of the most bonkers elements that I think I have ever seen, reaching speeds of up to 70 miles per hour, resulting in this being by far the most scary, awesome, and all-round heart-stopping attraction at the park. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.